Hello, my friends, and welcome to Match 2 of our doubleheader here for the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament brought to you by CGL. My name is Bullskunk. I'm joined by the man who cooks up the best in the casting. It is Chef Billy here in the booth with me today. Billy.
Hello. Nah, I jumped all over your line there,
It's
Mr.
okay.
Bullskunk. I am hyped for this one because it is my own tier 2. Woo! Represent. Big match tonight. We've got a couple of teams here that were not around last iteration of the multi-tier tournament here for the CGL in Season 7. On the one side, we've got Apollo. Apollo is a very well-established org, however, in the CGL scene. Much love, much respect for those guys because Rugby and Beej, good coaches for this team. Also very good org owners and representatives of the Apollo org. On the other side, we've got experienced Dankuility. I had to say that over and over and over in front of a mirror to make sure that I got it right, so I didn't screw it up, and I did it.
Well done.
Apparently, they've been playing since 2017, is what she was telling me in the pregame chat that we were talking about.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you know about them.
Well, I mean, a team that's been around for quite some time, going on 3 years now, so we'll be looking for some of that synergy coming out of them. This is their first foray into the CGL multi-tier tournament, though. So new to this scene, but with lots of experience under their belt playing together. I'll be looking for some tight teamwork coming out of these guys, headed by Sibzor there in the DPS role. We'll be keeping an eye out on that player here all day. But like you're talking about with Apollo, brand new roster for these guys. They did not have a tier 2 team, despite being an established org. Well, they've become more of an established org during the offseason. Brand new roster on that side. So some new entries, some new faces here in CGL. Be excited to see what they bring to the table. Of course, we'll be starting off on Lijiang Tower for our control map here for our second match of the evening.
Yeah,
love Lijiang. One of my favorite control maps.
Yeah, one of my favorites too. You know, it just always depends on what kind of rotation you get first. You know, the rotation of Lijiang sometimes sets the tone for the entire match going forward. And, you know, that's one of the things that I love is just you never know what you're going to get coming out of the gate. Now, I do want to touch on hero bands real quick, as I have gotten the ready from the captains, ready to go in here. We do have hero bands, new hero bands this week for week 1. We have Road, Hog, Sigma, Doomfist, and Briggs. So the CC and the stun ability somewhat gone. You still got, you still got the cowboy flashbang. You can still do a little bit of CC with the Ice Queen, May, but yeah, a little bit more freedom to do what you want this week.
Yeah, we'll call this the anti-CC hero pool. And we'll be excited to see some more Reinhardt back in play for our Tier 6 matchup earlier this evening. We saw a lot of Rein Zarya, which is what Dankuility is showing us here right out of the gate. We're getting a little bit of D.Va, our first look at D.Va here in week 1 of CGL.
I'm happy. I love D.Va. D.Va is one of my favorite heroes. I play main tank, but I actually started out as a D.Va main, so it's nice to see her finally coming out here in week 1 of this 7th season of the CGL. So I'm excited. Take a gong, get it on.
Our Tier 2 matchup has begun. Both teams going out right over the front. We're going to get a Junkrat Tracer DPS combo coming out from Dankuility here. We're also going to get Junkrat with a Genji on the other side. So some interesting DPS choices in here. Not sticking to the meta comps. Looks like they're probably sticking to some personal strengths here. If I had to guess, but it's just speculation, as we're both looking at brand new teams here. We are going to get Dankuility with positioning on that objective to start us off. And Jack Bones coming up with the first kill. Finds that first blood onto the Genji, taking out the other DPS. And with a man advantage, looks like they're going to try to push forward a bit. Psychotic getting way aggressive here. Had a bubble to back him up and 98% charge. And is going to run Apollo right on out here to start us off here on Night Market.
Yeah, Veritas coming out with a Coalescence, trying to get his get her. Oh, that's a huge Riptire coming out from Chocobo. He does pay for it with his life from Showstopper, but man, that was a big tire coming out from from Panini. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Chocobo's there. I mean, just dropping it in early. What a start here for Dankuility. And that's how you want to make your foray. That's when you make your stamp here as they're coming into their first match of CGL. Now we will have Apollo coming back. They'll have that Earth Shatter and a tire of their own. We'll see if it'll be enough to get this thing flipped over. Genji caught out early. He was trying to go around Coast and gets burned down by Psychotic. Still with a ton of charge there on that Zarya. Here comes the tire out from the other side, trying to see if they can open things up with an early pick. That's going to find Jokabones on the Junkrat, so it's a 5v5 here as Apollo exits their spawn doors and are looking to make a stamp here on the objective. Shield going low as they're posturing around this front door. They do still have that Blade Earth Shatter in their pocket. 70% already on the board here for Dankuility.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of aggression coming. Here comes the Blade coming out. Big Shatter coming out from Inmate. That caught 4.
What a combination. They're able to clean house with that. And with a couple failed swoops of the sword, it looks like Apollo is going to send Dankuility back into the spawn, and they'll get some percentage going here on Night Market.
Yeah, they only invested 2 ults there too, so you got both. You have both support ults and an all-important bomb. More of a zoning ult here in tier 2. Sometimes you can catch them out and get a big response out of it, but man, on the other side, you've got 3 of their own ready to go. I think we're about to have a Y fest. So press the button Y.
Well, we're gonna we'll have Graviton Surge with that tire online here shortly for Utility. Oh, and the bomb does catch out. 2 in the back. What a well-placed bomb coming from Showstopper. Taking out the Junkrat, taking out the Lucio. And as they're building percentage, Utility is going to be Dankuility's forced back and reset here.
Yeah, I mean, that was a worm burner of a bomb. You usually see him go up in the air, but that one just hugged the ground the whole way, and there was nothing they could do to get out of the way of that.
Sibzor going in early, trying to find an early pick, but gets caught out by the mine there from Panini. As with already a man down, they're going to go ahead and continue to try to push here on the side of Dankuility. We're going to get a Coalescence coming out, and the Graviton Surge gets eaten. What a great play coming from Showstopper to deny the value out of that ultimate. And it looks like Apollo are going to continue to build this percentage, so they do lose their Genji. And Dankuility are not just way. They're going to continue to try to put the pressure on, but that's going to prompt the Nano Boost coming out from the other side onto Inmate. And that Reinhardt going swinging for the fences. A couple more kills lighten up the feed here for Apollo. And they're going to maintain control. 81-81 on the board.
Yeah, that was a huge nano coming from Arachne onto Inmate. He not only did that keep him alive, but it also allowed him to get his next Earth Shatter online. You've got 2 ultimates online for the side of Apollo right now. That's a big change of events from where we had it earlier. It was 71-0.
An early sound barrier coming out from Dankuility to try to get back in this thing. Some nice deflections coming out from Knockgold, able to pick off the Junkrat on the other side. The Shatter comes out from Apollo on the defense, just putting the hurt down on Dankuility. And I think, barring a miracle retake, this should be Apollo picking up a 1-0 lead here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, absolutely. Frenchie, who was trying to contest the point, but I don't think there's going to be anything they can do to get back in here. Nope. That is all she wrote here in the Night Market. Man, big turnaround for Apollo. Kind of got punched in the face there in the beginning of the match, and they marshaled their resources. They took their time. They aggressed nicely, and on the back of that shattered Dragon Blade, they were never able. They were not able to retake the point. Yeah, big plays coming out from Apollo.
Yeah, like you said, the great use of ultimates there, I think, really facilitated that. The bomb from Showstopper that shut down an assault all by itself there, and then the great combo coming out from Knockgold and Inmate on the Reinhardt Genji helped seal the deal.
You got to throw out the eat and grab too that Showstopper did onto Psychotic.
Yeah,
big play.
Big plays indeed. And we are going to get Dankuility coming out once again with the Junkrat Tracer here, sticking with this DPS duo. Pharmacy on the side of Apollo. And that's going to yield an early boop and a good kill to start things off, but they're going to lose their mortar. 5v5 here on the objectives. The teams try to battle it out over who's going to start off control percentage here on Gardens. Nice charge coming out. And the Reinhardt's going hammer to hammer there. Panini picking up a kill, but the tanks on the front line are doing work here for Utility as it's a big back and forth. But experienced Dankuility coming up with the goods here at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, we're looking at dueling Mercies here. We've got a Pharmacy out on one side, and we've got just an unsupported Mercy basically doing single target healing and the res ability. I think that they may have decided that maybe having that res ability in the mid fight is what is needed to get them a point on the board here.
Now, I'm surprised to see Dankuility sticking with this Junkrat. I guess we might see a swap if they ever lose control of this point. So far, I suppose it's working for him. But you think the comp advantage has got to go to Apollo here as they come up with that kill. The Pharah raining the rockets in from the window. Does find that Junkrat, though. The res is there. That utility coming through for him in a big way. And now the Earthshatter comes out from Dankuility. That finds one, but the follow-through not quite there. The healing from Apollo, able to keep that tank topped off in the meantime. An Inmate throwing a nice fire strike back into the mix. That's going to pick up a kill. Gold investing his blade as well. Finds the kill onto the Reinhardt on the other side. And Sibzor found himself into the drink. And Apollo finding themselves in control here of our percentage.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really good progress. Once again, you know, they came out, they punched him in the face, they took control of the point. But right now, the Pharah Mercy right now is being uncontested. And you do see a swap off coming from, let's see. I thought I saw a soldier there for a second, but I guess I didn't.
Wishful thinking, perhaps, and, you know, maybe just looking at the future is what they should be doing, because I think a soldier would definitely be advisable over the Junkrat here at this time. Diva Bomb coming into the back, that's going to pick off Psychotic. The Junkrat went down early, as it's just 4 members of experienced Dankuility left back here by Rock and just struggling to find an entrance here on Gardens. Oh, no! Zaza, what are you doing, man? That's not the way you need to be going. He got thirsty and just hurled himself down into the hole. An unfortunate turn of events. We're going to get the tire coming out from the backline as Jokabones was trying to go in with a nice flank angle. But read perfectly by Showstopper, able to shut down that tire. And Apollo, they are maintaining control once again, getting their feet planted, and the defense looking strong.
Yeah, big immortality barrier coming out, but there is a ulting Genji from Not Gold for Apollo coming in and trying to rip people's apart here.
Not Gold does go down, and the res coming back through onto Psychotic. So in the end, I feel like Dankuility was able to weather the storm of the Genji Blade, but nevertheless, they are still struggling to get out of the spawn door. We had Coalescence coming out from Apollo, holding them back here for a bit, and all the while just building up this percentage. And yes, they still have Panini with a barrage in the pocket, just awaiting the members of Dankuility to try to move on to the point.
Now, we did have a DPS swap for the side of Dankuility. Jokabone's going over to the McCree to try and deal with the pharmacy. Sibzor has switched over to the Symmetra, so maybe they're trying to get a little bit of ingress by the teleport.
And the Symmetra tried to move on to the objective. I don't know if the teleporter got destroyed or if the rest of the team was able to follow up, but it seemed like a lone wolf tactic there, and the Symmetra got immediately destroyed. So far, this team, Dankuility, we're not quite seeing the synergy that we were hoping for just yet.
Nope, and that is going to be a 2-0 victory here in Lijiang Tower for the side of Apollo. Big plays coming from the DPS line, big plays coming from the tank line as well. Super solid support. I'm actually really impressed by this Apollo team. You know, they get punched in the face and they just say, no, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. And they really have marshaled their resources. They're playing as a cohesive unit once again. And I think that's what's really, really the difference.
Welcome back, my friends. We have some sad news. Unfortunately, we are going to have to reschedule this event. One of the players from experienced Dankuility had a family emergency, had a small child that he needed to go take care of and required his full attention. Hearts and prayers out to him. Hope everything is okay. In these strange times, your family and your health are definitely top priority, and the captains from Apollo have been very kind and very sportsmanlike. Super respect coming from VX, and they are going to honor the reschedule, and we're going to continue this with the utmost of competitive integrity on Thursday. Billy, I got to just throw so much respect out for that. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, big respect coming from us here in the casting to Veritasium and the whole entire Apollo org. That is just big ups from them. You know, they didn't have to take the reschedule.
Right, they didn't have to do that. They did not have to do that.
Yeah, and looking at the captain's chat right now as they're talking to each other, it's just, you know, he's so apologetic, and I just, man, this is what our community is all about. This is the real side of the CGL community that I want everybody to see is, you know, love and respect and genuine care for each other. And it makes my heart happy. Like, we were just, like, gushing over this because it's just big.
Yeah.
So, big time.
It's unfortunate. I mean, we hate to have to cut it short here. Obviously, we wanted to cast this match. The players wanted to play this match, and we know you wanted to see this match. But we will be back with the conclusion of it Thursday night. We will continue here on Hollywood. Apollo will maintain their 1-0 score as we head into Map 2, and this T2 matchup will be rescheduled and restreamed right here on this channel.